Hey, everybody. Hey, thanks a lot for joining me when I was talking about Aaron Rodgers and Michael Irvin's story. Whew, how about that, man? Michael Irvin. But hey, look, he's $25 million richer. But now we turn back to the athletics and some new news, although it may be, well, it's not exactly new. It's out there, but it's new in that I have just gotten to putting my spin
Although it may
on it.
be, well, it's not exactly new. It's out there, but it's new in that I have just gotten to putting my spin. Although it may be, well, it's not exactly new. It's out there, but it's new in that I have just gotten to putting my spin. Although it may be, well, it's not exactly.
There it is. Okay. Wow. I kind of started to go off the rails, didn't it? Okay. All right. So now that little looping problem is past us, the real matter I've been paying attention to is this whole issue regarding John Fisher and the Forbes report by Maury Brown. All right, that the O's opened the books for him. All right, and revealed that hey, he really did lose 40 million. All right, yeah, that's what he put out. Okay, he really did lose 40 million after writing a column I thought was really intellectually sloppy, basically trying to accuse Fisher of lying but having no evidence to back his claim. Now, I hoped at first that Maury had some background in baseball business dynamics and economics, but he's none of those. He's a journalist. Okay. But for some particular reason, he thinks that he is able to analyze this data as well as somebody who has been paid to analyze developments in stadiums and develop projections, like me. All right. But I digress. Forbes confirms Oakland A's owner John Fisher's claim that team lost 40 million in 2023. This is what I wrote. A Forbes Magazine writer named Maury Brown tweeted 3 hours ago, at the point this time was written, that he was given access to the Oakland A's financial information in detail and came away confirming what A's owner John Fisher told him, that the team lost $40 million in 2023. Maury Brown wrote, quote, I was given access to the A's financial information, a rarity. Everything from revenue sharing to central funds to RSN funds, regional sports network. A's financial details reveal John Fisher's claim of $40 million losses for 2023. Then he concludes, details of the Oakland A's finances reveal how owner John Fisher said to Las Vegas media that the club, really Las Vegas, this is how nasty Forbes is. Look, they don't want to give the Las Vegas Review-Journal credit, right? And I'm not saying the Review-Journal is any better. They used to be, and I approve of that, but they've changed, okay? At any rate, it goes on to write that Las Vegas media received the information that the club was projected to see substantial losses for 2023. The data pulls back the curtain on the financial stability of the club and why they believe a new ballpark in Las Vegas would solve the problem. Maury Brown then writes, a high-placed baseball industry insider with intimate knowledge of the finances provided the details on condition of anonymity. I am unable to verify, Maury writes, all of the details within it. However, several aspects of the information have been verified by independent third-party sources, lending credibility to them. Okay. But are the third-party sources credible? All right. Then Maury Brown tweets, here's this whole thing about credibility. Do you know how to do math? Do you know how to read financial statements? Do you know how, money flows through a baseball team from one year to the next? All right. Then Maury Brown tweets, if what the A's receive in Major League Baseball central funds is the same as other clubs in the league, it is far less than what comes in, pointing to league reserves. Oakland will get $59 million for 2022. Just national TV dollars would come in to $58.6 1.6 million per club. So we need to redefine the stream, he writes, okay? On one hand, you look at this and say, well, the A's have had a rough go of it. On the other hand, you say, how in the world does a club in a $12 billion industry have this happen? A's think it all gets solved with a new ballpark, but you're only as strong as the weakest link, Maury writes. Then he goes on to write this. Well, I go on to say that then Maury also finds that announcing relocation did not help the A's fiscal cause either. This is interesting, folks. What's important here is the year before announcing relocation, the A's almost broke even. On local revenues, they took it in the shorts for 2023. However, while seeing central funds increase to make it much of it up. Oh, and expenses grew 18.3%. Some is filling staff. Hard to explain. The truth is, I'm writing this, the Oakland Coliseum has cost the A's in lost revenue. The news just shut down a major tool for Oakland A's fans who don't want to admit the city of Oakland just plain screwed and failed to deliver on the promise of tax increment financing. All right. But the truth is the Oakland Coliseum's lease structure, layout, and lack of investment in the very design of the facility. It looks like a high school stadium now, folks, has cost the A's millions in lost revenue. You hear me? Millions, okay, in lost revenue. Then the A's lost even more money by waiting on the city of Oakland to get its tax increment financing act together. Brown had accused John Fisher, talking about Maury Brown again, of a financial trick, he used the term, which was a totally irresponsible act, in my opinion. Now, Brown says the data, quote, the data provided shows that Fisher rounded up when saying that the A's would lose $40 million this year, but the figure is nonetheless substantial. With the regular season 1 month from completion and nearly 3/4 of the calendar year in the books, the A's project to lose $39.322 million in cash flow after nearly $3 million in capital expenditures. Brown adds, while attendance is projected to be up for 2023, ticket and suite revenue is projected to be down. This likely comes in two forms. The number of season ticket holders or suite holders has dropped in favor of lower ticket sales. The A's also donated the entire gate from the June 13th game against the Rays, one of the reverse boycott games, to charity. And to add, the A sponsorship revenue is projected to take a hit, dropping from $10 million in 2022 to $6 million this year, 2023. On the plus side, local media rights from their deal with NBC Sports California will be $67.988 million, for 2023, up from $66.275 million. When accounting for all local operating revenue streams, the A's are forecast to reach $114.561 million compared to $121.635 million in 2022. Finally, after reviewing operating expenses and revenue sharing, Brown writes, quote, the information details more clearly what has been happening within the A's organization and their finances. If the numbers are accurate and the ones that were verified by third parties are right on the nose, then it's clear that the A's have been running at a substantial cash flow deficit. No business can run that way for long. So there we go. And he did a good job of getting back to that and admitting, hey, this data is not going to get us there, okay? The data is not going to get us there. But you have to crunch the numbers. You have to crunch numbers because the data's got to get us there. All right? It has to. All you have to do is math, pen the paper or a spreadsheet, type it in yourself, and run the numbers. And then seek out where there are discrepancies between their real numbers and your numbers. All right? And then keep massaging your approach to get to what they have. Because then you'll have made a great model. All right. that's where we are with this, okay? It's confirmed. John Fisher's claimed that the team lost $40 million in 2023, 2023. It's amazing I didn't say 2083, right? But the bottom line is these numbers check. I said they were the real deal from the start. You have to learn baseball business dynamics, i.e., what happens when you are owning a team, playing a sport like baseball, but you cannot get full ownership or partnerships with other teams to be able to do a rev share with them, and they share your stadium, right? Let alone a piece of that revenue money from rev share that the IRS, not the IRS, but that is held up there as a program regarding revenue sharing, the revenue sharing process, right? So the bottom line is that the Athletics have lost money. The question is, how much will you lose next year? All right, next year. All right, next year. And also, if you're going to write for Forbes, have enough money to buy yourself a decent lunch. Don't bother, doing any trickery. Just saying. All right. So the close, Forbes confirms Oakland A's owner, John Fisher's claim that the team has lost $40 million in 2023. All right. There you go. Subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark OaklandNewsNowBlog.com and live long and prosper. We'll see you.